𝗬𝗢𝗃 Tap Room is the place to play indoor golf in Worcester. Featuring 5 bays with brand new 𝗥𝗡𝗄𝗃 laser simulators and over 16,000 courses to choose from, including local courses, you're guaranteed to tee off comfortably on your favorite course any time of the year. 𝗬𝗢𝗃 Tap Room also hosts indoor golf leagues year-round so you can grow as a player and have fun rain or shine. Great food, great drinks, and reasonable rates. Navigate to 𝗬𝗢𝗃taproom.com to book a bay today. Say hi to Todd, Doreen, and the rest of the staff. They'll be sure to take good care of you.
Great teams don't happen by chance. They're built on trust, teamwork, and people who show up when it matters. At Massive Staffing Solutions, we connect people with opportunity and businesses with reliable talent. And we're proud to support the local communities and organizations that bring people together. Massive Staffing Solutions. People first, community always.
No job is too big or too small for Worcester's best signage and display crew. Ardor Creative are experts in signage, banners, large format printing, vinyl lettering, and more. With work featured all over New England, they will understand your needs better than any competitor, guaranteed. If you're looking for a local business that truly cares about quality, Ardor Creative is here for you. Check out their Facebook page or visit them online at ardor-creative.com.
Personally would know, the man very rarely ever changes his equipment. He's throwing some Josh Rock professional player darts tonight.
And he switched because he broke the points off of one of his darts, and it could not get it out. And he can't replace those darts because of how they were. They're an old Gary Anderson dart, I believe they were, or something along those lines. They were a straight barrel, but he broke off the point right at the edge where he could not get it off. So he used actually it was Joe's set of Josh Rock darts. He borrowed those.
So Steve won the bull. Steve will be leading the way in our second quarterfinal match. Excuse me, I can't even speak apparently. Finds that first dart into the treble segment. Third dart goes haywire. Is Steve throwing those Condor 120s?
He's throwing the tri-fins, yeah. As a Condor player, he likes to use their equipment, and he seems like he's just growing used to throwing the little tri-fins there. I don't know if he's trying them out. I don't remember seeing him throw those recently. So
no, I know for a fact that he was throwing slims for the longest time. He likes the dart zipping to the board with some gusto, but the tri-fins, certainly not for me. I've tried them. I don't like the way that they fly, but they seem to be flying pretty okay here. Thumbs up there
yeah,
for me.
Except for that, yeah.
Nothing against Condor. Everybody has a good breakfast once in a while. Opportunity for Mark Rudge to get some serious points back on the board, and kind of all over the board here for Mark Rudge.
That is not the start you want of your Rudge. He is all over the place on this one. And we're going to see if he can kind of like push one out here.
Steve Krikorian trying to work his way into that 20 segment, not able to lock in his arm, so a little bit of a hiccup there from both guys getting this thing going. And so Mark Rudge trying to center his arm, trying to keep this going, but it's tough. It really is tough when you try, and you have to try and make these small adjustments, especially early on when you're trying to figure out the pace of the game, the pace of your opponent. It's tough.
And all over the place, both of them right now. Nerves are in, but he does at least, I can't tell if that's in or out.
Judging from the reaction there, it certainly didn't look like it was in at all. Apologies, everybody. The scoreboard is lagging behind as well. So it looks like everything happening on this just calamitous Monday, Week 1, Season 4. We were kind of blessed with a hassle-free season last season. Season 3 was perfect up until about the playoffs there. But, hey, technical hiccups happen. Steve is trying to get rid of these mechanical hiccups in his arm, keep these darts straight, not able to find it, only able to find 40.
And that's not going to be a problem, not just against Rudge, against anybody in this league right now. He's got to wake up, find his spot. It is the first leg.
It's first leg, first season for both of these guys. We're not seeing the best stuff being thrown, and it's just one of those awkward situations where, like Steve's doing right now, all you can do is just kind of laugh,
shake it off,
and just try and reset, keep this going.
And we're going to see if we can get, if the scoreboard is catching up, because it's currently All right. Yeah. So it is. It looks like it is catching up. A 25 for Steve there, and Rudge.
Mark Rudge doing very well today. I mean, he's just not able to keep it going. You can see by the smile there, not a fan of those darts. Steve Krikorian, again, he's had an okay, like, attitude and approach into this game, but sometimes the arm just doesn't want to cooperate.
We'll see Steve moving around, gonna try to make it a little more competitive, but just still not finding it. They'll come out of this slump eventually.
And it seems like the scoreboard has caught up now. Mark Rudge working with 310. So thank you everybody for hanging in there with all of these weird computer technical mumbo jumbo problems. 85 found there from Mark Rudge.
He finds a trip. He finds a trip.
I mean, massive celebrations this deep into the leg, finding a trip. Scoreboard will update eventually. Rudge sitting at 225.
And Steve goes wide with that second one, just not keeping him straight. Very uncharacteristic of him. But yes, the 190.
It's an awkward position to be in at 225 because, I mean, yeah, okay, you can stay there, you can hit a 25, but, oh, yeah, you can just tell by the reaction of Mark Rudge. This is not great. Both guys shaking their heads. Come on, guys, give the people what they want. We want to see some great darts being thrown. This is a struggle bus and a half right now, Nick.
So 190 to 195. Steve just looking to get to a finish and just chugging along here. And he does find a bullet at least.
What's that, 60 the hard way?
Yeah, right?
The hardest way possible to find that 60. Gets it done. Steve leaves himself 130. Mark Rudge all the way back on 195, but able to find that 195. So all of a sudden coming alive here at the very end of this leg. We're still in the opening leg.
And so a 130 chance if he can keep his dart straight here. First dart. Does find it. Another one for double five. Now when he goes wide.
Oh, no.
Doesn't keep it straight. And you can see the frustration just resetting now.
That is, you have to do well to not let that destroy your game mentally. You've got to be strong. You've got to focus. Mark Rudge sitting back at 100. The way that this leg is gone, there's maybe still a long way to go here for both guys.
At the very least, he left himself on 40, and Rudge not really putting the pressure on. He's going to have to do better than this if he wants to take out Steve, but
double 20,
both
just a little bit of a nod there. Steve acknowledging the task, the monumental double ahead of him. He's needing to pip, and of course, a struggle bus leg like that where it takes forever to get down. Oh, first look at it, gone, easy.
And maybe that's like the little silver lining for Steve is at least I hit the double first bid.
Mark Rudge continuing to be all over the board here. Darts slipping in and out away from that 20 pi. And now Krikorian looking to just kind of reestablish himself. Whatever happened, it was weird. It was funky. It may still be a little funky. But we're going to try and throw some better darts, some straight darts. Goes downstairs. Great find.
There's that move. Just going to a different spot on the board. Just trying to help himself out. Make it easier for himself.
And Rudge just struggling to find his footing, his positioning on the 𝗏𝗧𝗃 here, not able to really lock in that line. You can tell just the first dart just doesn't look comfortable right now. Not at all.
For either of them. Like, neither of them seem like they can even, like, just smoothly throw the dart where they want it to go. That dart has looked better from Steve, and that, even though, look at both of those, are more alike what he would normally throw, and he's got to feel better about a 60 than any of the other throws that he's been finding.
And for those who haven't seen Steve Krikorian play in person before, for those watching from all over the United States, Steve is a big fan of throwing soft-tip darts. His darts are exceptionally thin. He already has those tri-fin flights that give him so much space. So whenever he does find a triple, there is a lot of real estate left over in that board for him to continue to fill it up. Not able to make the adjustments.
Yeah, he throws 18-gram darts, I believe. So just on the low end of steel tip and high end of soft tip darts. Rudge just unable to string anything together right now. Can Steve punish?
I guess just to kind of get off of Rudge's back here for a second. We've both been in these situations. What would you recommend to somebody who's struggling in the middle of a leg like Rudge is right now?
You got to move somewhere else. You gotta take a step back and just say, all right, I'm gonna try to just relax, throw it a different number. Oh.
Sorry about that. Things getting a little rowdy here at Club WPL.
You can see Steve startled in the background. But yeah, you've got to move around. You've got to, like, As you can see, they're talking about it. I think the music was having some issues and changing volumes on them in the middle of turns, but just something to mentally reset yourself. Do something different. Something's got to change. You can't keep doing the same thing and expecting something to work out for you.
I agree. I really do think that Rudge needs to move off of these 20s. They're not working out for him right now. Steve is starting to pick up the pace, down at 214. The average, I mean, it was down to the 30s when we started this game for both guys. It's been steadily creeping back up for Krikorian. Moving things over here. Looks like he's going to stay on it and try and drive it home. Never mind, the dart goes and finds that trip 19, but that's what we've been talking about. If you don't like the line, move away, find an open bed, get some points.
And Rudge has played enough of this game that he knows and you can see right now throwing at the 19s, he's got to do something. He knows he can't continue throwing the darts he's doing and get away with it. So
yeah, I agree with
Steve
that.
take advantage and go 2 up in this set, break the throw of Rudge?
273 remaining for Mark Rudge. This is a tough position to be in. Krikorian, he has some amazing moments where these high ton finishes just go so easily. And of course, the caster curse here. Of course, I strike him with a caster curse right as I hype him up, finding that big 22 to leave himself a nice even ton.
Leaves the 2-dart finish.
But he's got time, and he knows that he has time to work with. Rudge just all over the triple 20 segment right now. I have a feeling that Steve, if he was worried into this game, seeing these first 2 opening legs from Mark Rudge, he might be settling into the game here now, knowing what his opponent's bringing to the table.
Yeah, I mean, is it nerves from Rudge coming in? He's played this so long. He's been here since season 1. You think he'd be over the nerves, but I guess week 1 you're playing against the former champion that you used to play against. Maybe it's getting to him, and he's just trying to overperform. He's trying to overthrow the dart. And it happens to everybody where you're just trying to force it too much and you can't get any consistency on where you want it to go.
Yeah, and overthrowing the dart is definitely something that happens to all of us, whether it be league night, singles night, just practicing on the dartboard. At the moment you start getting aggravated, the moment that you start getting frustrated, that might be a frustrating dart there from Steve Krikorian. It was taking a reset, going down, finding that, not able to find the correction either that he wanted. He does. 32 left there from Steve. It's a great dart. Again, can't do math. Mark Rudge just trying to find these darts here. But when you start letting the frustration come over you, pushing harder, you're losing that rhythm, you're losing that push. It just doesn't become the darts that you're so used to throwing anymore.
Got to smooth it out. You can't let it be too jittery and,
Is that
looks
not
like
in?
Oh,
yeah, that snuck in. Look at that.
He snuck it right in the corner. Great dart. After all the questionable things going on, it's like his finishing's been right there. So he'll go into this 3rd leg with the throw for the set.
And a little bit of a conversation from both guys. Again, awkward game for sure. I don't think Steve Krikorian's happy with the performance that he's put in so far either. There's a lot to give from both guys. But, this is one of the things that's so unique about the Worcester Premier League compared to all the other leagues here in New England. We're on the camera. You're on YouTube. There's people watching right now. We can see them in the chat. Vicky G says, let's go. Shake it off, guys. I happen to agree with Vicky. Guys, let's shake it off. We're live, baby. This is TV.
We want to see some of the best stuff. And it's just the nerves. Inability to settle down right now. And he just can't quite find it. So we'll see who can just keep it going.
Brizzle in the chat saying, these are my darts every day. Brizzle, you've hit some big numbers against me, my guy, so please do not put yourself down. Brizzle, actually, really quick side note here. Brizzle got some new darts. Those darts look really nice, my man. I have to admit. Those are crazy, crazy custom darts. But getting back to the game here, Steve Krikorian, 416, trying to drop these darts in. Again, the clattering, even with the tri-fin 120s, he's still managing to find deflections.
So light darts are notorious for this. I threw light darts, and if you don't have a point that sits in the board well, it'll clatter and fall to the ground easy. His don't fall to the ground because they're heavy enough, but they're light enough that they just kick, and so you see him not grouping exactly where he puts them, but just kicking high and low. So they're not bad darts. They're well-thrown darts. They just bounce.
Rudge doing very well to find that 81 on the previous visit. Steve just really struggling to keep these darts straight, unfortunately. Finds the 85. So the cheering from Vicky is starting to get these guys, maybe get it into their heads that, guys, this is the Premier League. We need to be throwing some big-time darts here. That might have been drilled in there from Rudge. Does find the big ton, so great darts being thrown there from Mark Rudge. Krikorian needs to answer the call, just slightly in front on 271. And I think that might be slipping into the 7 segment, might be slipping into the 5 segment as well. Wow.
And just this, it's what we're seeing out of this game. It's a scrappy game that you're going to have to overcome.
It's awkward. It's
Yeah.
awkward.
But it's going to come down to who makes like the most of this situation. Both of them know they're not playing their A game. We know that. We've seen them play some phenomenal games. So it's going to be who can walk past this and say, I can still do this. I can still overcome even a bad game.
I forget the exact words that Tom Curtin said, but I overheard him talking to another player. And it was the games that, you're in the dogfight. Who can win the dogfight? Anybody can have 100-plus average leg, and where you just throw up your hands and go, I can't do anything. But when you start to get into the meat and potatoes, these games where it comes down to chances, comes down to low scoring, who's going to be able to just take that extra step and go, this sucks, but I'm going to power through and get it done?
And yeah, that's what it is. You got to win your bad games. Anyone can win a game when they're throwing amazing darts, but it's when you're not feeling yourself. But we've got the 𝗬𝗢𝗃𝗃 170, but it's going to be just low from Steve right now. Just going to look to set up, and he throws the 60, 110 to leave. Can Rudge put some pressure on?
We really should get a golf ball with a 170 on it with the 𝗬𝗢𝗃 logo that we can give to people that hit the 𝗬𝗢𝗃𝗃 170.
Golden golf ball.
We also have the Massive Staffing 167 checkout as well. So we'll be keeping a tally of people who hit those throughout the season. Did we have a 170 last season?
We did. We had Joe take it out in the playoffs.
Unbelievable. I can't believe it's already been that long since the Season 3 playoffs. Great darts being found here from Steve Krikorian, and he's not able to find that double 18 out of nowhere. We were going on to autopilot mode. Steve wakes us back into a ready state of alert here, and now Mark Rudge, feeling the pressure, finds the 59, but do you feel like this first set is done and dusted by Steve?
Honestly, Steve loves double 18, double 9. It's called the tricky switch, but he's notorious for being able to just go bang, bang, miss inside, and then hit it.
Oh,
but it goes just high.
No.
A well-thrown dart, but not well enough, so Rudge is going to get a poke at this 140.
It would be the most Rudge thing ever to hit this 140.
Throw all 60 and under the whole game, and then find the 140, that would be it.
Unfortunately, it won't go. Still struggling to put these darts in the same bed.
Just a really uncharacteristic game from Rudge so far. Hopefully he can shake it off and move on.
But, again, Steve Krikorian, this is the second time at this 18. Tricky double 9 here. Is he going to be able to lock this in, take a breath, and find it? Don't go inside, and he finds it dead center. So a great dart there found from Steve Krikorian. Finds it, takes the set, in this rather just tumultuous, awkward, uncomfortable game from both gentlemen here. It's not how you get it done, it's just about getting it done.
𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗍 Darts is the name in darts for Central Massachusetts and beyond. From dart sets and boards, accessories and apparel, to luck of the draws and events, 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗍 Darts does it all to support the community they truly understand and love. Trusted by everyone, from players just starting out to state league champions. If you need to stock up on supplies or are just looking for a good time, look no further than 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗍 Darts. Be sure to follow them on Facebook to stay up to date and tell them the WPL sent you.
Days End Tavern is Oxford's hometown sports bar, always serving up great times, great drinks, and great vibes. Always open for the biggest games. Come for the people, stay for the dart leagues, pool leagues, trivia nights, live music, and so much more going on every week. Come as friends, leave as family. How every hometown bar should be. Head on down to Days End Tavern in Oxford today. Since 2014, US Sports and Apparel has been helping teams, companies, and organizations look their best. Their catalog runs deep, including custom team uniforms, embroidered corporate wear, spirit wear, and promotional items. If you want it branded, they have the tools and the people to get the job done right. So if you're looking for unmatched quality, customer service, and quick turnaround time on your project, head down to Marlboro or give US Sports and Apparel a call. Again, if you're looking for gear that works as hard as you do, trust in US Sports and Apparel to get the job done right.
And the one good thing on Steve Krikorian is that his finishing is there. His finishing is sitting at 50% right now on the doubles. It's just the scoring phase for both of them is just not there.
Not great. But there's still a long way to go here. There's still plenty of opportunity for both guys to really pick up the pace. We saw the same thing in the previous game where Justin Burke really elevated his scoring in the second half against Joe Ricard. Wasn't enough to get it done, unfortunately, but a lot of leeway, a lot of runway, a lot of opportunity here to throw some great darts from both guys. And I think he finds that trip 20.
I don't know if it kicked. It was either the trip 20 or kick. No, it kicked into the 1, so it was a triple 1. But Rudge not doing anything to punish there with only a 13. Again, apologies for the scoreboard as it is slowly catching up. We're doing our best to keep it on here. I think it seems like it's an Amazon Web Services problem, like we had that one stream in the past.
I think it was the playoffs. So we had the same issue where we had a perfect season, and the AWS servers, unfortunately, that DartConnect runs on, little behind, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So it's not an issue that we can actually control here, folks. We apologize regardless, but Mark Rudge looking to try and take that first dart. You can just tell from the eyes. The eyes, Chico, the eyes never lie. You can tell that he is not really believing in the darts that he's throwing right now.
Both of these guys are going to be frustrated with how this game's going. I know Steve 3-0'd the first set, but he's still not going to be happy with how that game went.
No, absolutely not, especially when you have the potential of Mike Kerrigan or Tom Curtin, Joe Ricard to face off against, who threw a 75, I believe, in that game. So 20 points higher in average. That's a scary opponent to have to face next.
And Rudge continues to not be able to find that straight dart. And we'll see how much of a capitalization can Steve have here. And they're looking straighter from him. As I say that. As I say that.
Nick, I really do think that this is one of those games where us as casters, if we see anything, we're going to be wrong.
Yeah.
If we say that it's going to be a bad throw, they're going to hit a 180. If we say it's going to be a good throw, it's going to continue to struggle. But you know what? This is the human side of darts. This is what makes this game so difficult at the highest levels. We know that these guys are a hell of a lot better than this, but we all have these moments, these human moments, where we realize it's not me. I can throw them. They're choosing where they want to go, and it's not finding their way home. But, of course, as soon as I say this, one found there from Steve Krikorian, and he just can't believe that they're not being buddies going in the same home.
Just not stringing them together, and that's kind of the problem. You're finding one or two, maybe one good dart a visit, like this. You're finding one good dart a visit. It's not going to be enough.
It's enough for my games, I'll give you that. Bet your bottom dollar on that if I can find one treble every time I go to the board, I'm a happy guy. That's for sure.
So we are definitely behind on this scoreboard right now. He's sitting around the 270s. And that's gonna be a 60 from him. Yeah, there we go. 267 scores the 60. They'll probably leave him 207. Rudge sitting at 253 here. So definitely not out of any of these legs. Just has to take advantage of any misses from Steve, but he just can't quite do it.
And I feel like this is one of these legs here where Steve has been playing okay. He needs to get down to it now. He can't afford to continue to faff about here in the higher 190, 200 range. Needs to find these triples. Needs to put himself in prime position to take this out. Because if Mark Rudge can catch wind and really catch fire here and set himself up good to put some pressure back on Steve, this is Rudge's throw.
Well, yeah, this is just, it's not over by any means. Like, Rudge might have lost the first set, but, like, Steve is not a world beater right now. He's not throwing in the darts that we know he can throw. So Rudge has this chance to kind of sneak his way in.
Brizzle in the chat saying, I'm a happy guy when I can find 3 darts in the big 20 or 19. Finding a treble is a bonus. Brizzle, you could be joining these guys right here in the WPL studio right now. The trebles have been tough to come by. They've been a rarity. Steve all over the board with the big 5, the big 7, able to find and lock down that big 20. But again, both guys spraying and praying all over the board right now, just making this look tough. It's almost like darts is a hard game.
Yeah, you know, just throwing pointy things at a board,
And hoping that you hit your target, right?
Well, it's not even that. It's hoping that you hit your target over and over and over again. That's the hard part, honestly.
So I don't believe that this score is correct here from Steve Krikorian. We're waiting on the AWS servers to catch up.
I'm going to be talking to the DartConnect people momentarily to see if I can get this kind of figured out.
And there's the scoreboard update. So Steve Krikorian was working with 164. Mark Rudge, believe, sitting at 206. Makes it hard to predict the game and what he would be aiming at if the scores are behind. Goes down to the 19s, going back upstairs. Does find that big 20. A little bit of a comfortable switch there for Mark Rudge. And now Steve Krikorian looking to try and just continue marching down the line. Finds a triple 20. Tried to, looks like he had, what, 84 left? So now double 6 needed for Steve Krikorian. Finds it!
A big check.
Massive take out there from Steve Krikorian. Awesome darts. And again, the doubles from Steve, even though the scoring has not been great, the doubles have been there and have really been the X factor in this game for the Season 1 champion.
Doubles are what wins games here. Sitting, again, still at, I believe, if the scoreboard's not messing with us, still sitting at about 50% doubles. 4 in, 4 out.
I can confirm you the scoreboard's still messing with us.
Yeah.
We are already on the next leg, ladies and gentlemen. It is, wow, spazzing out big time.
Trying to catch up, it looks like.
Nick is, well, he just sent the address of the DartConnect people. He just texted the address of well, their home address. Said, hey, we're having problems. We'll be there in 5 minutes if we can't figure this out.
Sent the guy with the baseball bat, you know.
The gerbils at the DartConnect server room will be working overtime for us. And looks like Steve Krikorian, 2 darts in there with those thin darts. Is he going to fill it up? No. When are we going to see a 180, man?
They're just going to tease us all night, and they're going to tease all the viewers. Well,
let's not get crazy.
Close as possible. As close as possible.
There it is, Mark Rudge. You can see the relief when he finds that triple 20. There you go. See, you see the camaraderie from these guys. They know it's been a struggle of a game, but they're finding it.
They
They're
both
getting
know
it
how
going.
each other play. They know how each other play. They've played against each other many, many times. They know just what to expect. So when they're not playing their A game, they laugh about it. They're like, well, what can you do? It's high pressure, but at the same time, when you're both struggling, it's what happens sometimes.
Mark Rudge, I believe this is the correct score, working with 373, finds a big triple. And again, the dart is just not staying in line for Rudge, able to pick up some decent points there. That's a nice collect. But now Steve Krikorian, I believe, might be working with 206. Lining up here, trying to set himself up again. Finds a big first dart, looking to stay in there. Drops it low, so 126 remaining, I believe. And again, third dart, Mo is just not cooperating. So now Krikorian coming back up, working with an out. We're going to be missing Nick's commentary as he gives a, well, he gets the head of DartConnect on the line here, trying to get our scoreboards working properly. And yeah, missed it by that much, Steve. A little bit of a rough first start there. Not a great first start at all. Trying to go ahead and correct this. Finds the 8, so well, this is just tough, man. 125, only able to find 11. And finds a single 18, so not a great visit there from Steve Krikorian. Mark Rudge all the way back on 228. Well back. Not happy with the way that this game has been going so far. 20 found here. Looks like another 5 found there from Mark Rudge. So again, this is mentally tough, guys. When you're in this position, the darts have not been cooperating. The darts continue to not cooperate. Looks like Steve Krikorian is going to be marching along down with this 125 pretty soon. It's just keeping your head in the game. 96 here for Steve. 76 remaining now. 40 scored to leave himself 56. Does very well to leave himself the setup, the single dart double. Next chance that he gets to the line. Mark Rudge all the way back at 185. So a lot of work to do to put some pressure on Steve. And again, just left, right. He's just laughing. He just can't believe it. We can't believe it either, Rudge. Finds that triple 19 at the very end, excuse me, just as a little bit of a, well, thanks for coming by, stopping by, have a little cookie on the way out, but not able to put any serious damage in. Steve Krikorian working with double 20, needs to walk it down. Not a lot of space to work with, but he does get past that second dart, finds the double 20. And a fist bump there for what it's worth for Mark Rudge, who is all smiles, but inside he's got to be fuming. These darts have not been cooperating. Going wide again on that first dart. Second dart, wide again. And so 28 found there from Mark Rudge, not getting off to a great start. Steve Krikorian, again, the scoreboard is all over the place right now. So both guys are starting a new game. Steve at 501. 5 found here from Steve Krikorian, not enjoying the dart, wants to elevate it though. The tricky part with soft tip darts is they're so light. You don't get a sense for the weight. So when you do have these oddball misses for steel tip players at the very least, it's very difficult to make these corrections. Now, Steve has been playing with these soft tip darts for a very long time. Custom made darts. I know he's been throwing slims for equally just as long. But for the majority of players, you just don't get a semblance of the weight, so it's very difficult to make these corrections. These darts love to push. Great correction there found from Steve Krikorian. Not able to keep the same momentum, but the ton will do. And so Mark Rudge just looking to try and, for his own sake, keep the scoring going here. Finds a big 1-2-5. Little bit of an eyebrow raise there. Knows that he's plugging along. Still got some life left in him. I believe the scoreboard is correct now. 3-6-1 might actually just be a round behind, not sure. See what the scoreboard does. Steve Krikorian looking to try and split the middle there. Can't find it. 60 found. And Mark Rudge now up to the board. Again, the triples are starting to flow here. Vicky in the chat saying DartConnect has had a few too many tonight. Yeah, you know what happens, unfortunately. It's technical problems on technical problems. Their servers are based off of AWS. So if there's any problems with Amazon Web Services, they are at the mercy of those servers. Unfortunate, but we're trying our best to do the internal math. Our gerbils are running at full speed after getting their refreshed kibble, refreshed water. Computers are working overdrive now, so thank you to the gerbils inside of our WPL Studio PC. Mark Rudge working with 174 after some high-powered scoring here. So some great stuff from Rudge. Coming in out of left field, doing well to find these big visits, so a big ton found. Mark Rudge, great stuff there. Steve Krikorian might be at risk of dropping a leg here. No perfect game. By no means has it been a great game from either guy, but had the opportunity to go. 6 legs on the spin. Second dart not in there. Will have to go down. Too many people in line here for triple 20. Might be choosing to stay, I would say go for the 18s or 14s here, Steve. Goes for the 19s instead, so 99 found here from Steve Krikorian. Mark Rudge working with 74 now. Scoreboards are starting to cooperate. Okay, so 24 found, 50 remaining. Can't find the bullseye finish. Really got to give Rudge a lot of respect there for going for it. Respecting Steve, knowing that, yeah, 142, it's a pretty low percentage shot, but Steve is the type of guy that really loves to give it his all on these high-pressure shots. 142 remaining now. First dart, not able to lock it in. You can just tell from the reaction, didn't even release right. Scoreboard is updating correctly, I believe. So at the very least, we do know what is remaining, and that is a 36 for Mark Rudge. Not a bad leave, all things considered. If you're going to miss, leave yourself handy. Double 18 now for Mark Rudge. Needs to walk it down. Going to double 9 and not able to find it wide on, well wide on both attempts at the double there. Second and third dart. Steve Krikorian sitting at 100, so the opportunity for a perfect game against Mark Rudge. Starting off this game with a 30 average, working his way back up to a 56. Double-double, you feel, might be the way to go. Tried it. That's the risk that you run. Finds that third dart in that triple 20 bed to leave himself double 10. So more life here for Rudge. If he can just find this double 9. Don't give up, Rudge. Come on, drill it, buddy. And he does! The perfect game eludes Steve Krikorian. The Season 1 champ is not going to be walking away with a perfect wipe. The Season 3 runner-up. Honors to you, Steve, for this leg. But you have been denied something that so very rarely happens in the WPL. No sweep for you. Looks like that third dart did slip inside that triple 20. So great way to get going here for Steve Krikorian, but look at Rudge. Feeling himself here, feeling a little fresh on these triple 20s, drilling home 100, I believe. Scoreboard again, little behind. It's in, it's enjoying its vacation, still stuck in last week apparently, but I believe that was 100 fired in from Mark Rudge. And Steve Krikorian trying to split the difference here. Can't drill the red bit, but did well to correct regardless. 60 found there. Scoreboard is starting to get the idea that, wait a minute, I should be current. Hold on, hold up, wait a minute. Going downstairs, Mark Rudge so unlucky with that. Bobby, I'm not going to tell him that. There's no way I'm going to do that. You can go text these guys yourself. Getting back up to the line here, Steve Krikorian. First dart, just a little high of that triple 20. Trying to, what a weird angle that dart landed in. So unlucky. Creates the confusion. I mean, the line was good. That's got to be so frustrating when the line is perfect. But the way that it lands just awkwardly down. So tough to get around. Rudge trying to build a home for himself. A nest on that triple 20 segment. Not able to lock it in. Krikorian now 314, 328. Close game from both guys here. Just trying to get comfortable, feel himself on these boards that have been, well, updated here for WPL Season 4. These target tour boards are actually quite nice. A pair of new boards have been installed in the studio, brand new. And so the third dart not able to find its way in. And this has been just a constant irritation for Mark Rudge all evening tonight, unfortunately. Just not able to lock his arm in. And it's so out of character for Rudge, who, I mean, had a great tournament run this past weekend at the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Winter Classic. Rest in peace, Chris. And I believe that 180 did not go. Might have just pushed out into the one segment. So 1, 2, 3, not as easy as ABC that Steve is finding out here. And Rudge is looking to go downstairs, trying to find some luck on those 19s, staying there. Bobby is angry. You know why, Bobby. No amount of angry emojis is going to convince me to say that live on the air. So you can keep trying, but you will not get the best of me, good sir. And looks like the triple 20 is getting the best of both players. Ever so elusive. Steve just saying, forget it. I'm going into the center of the board. Finds that 65 to leave himself a ton, I believe. Mark Rudge, 237 now. Work to do, but the curtains might be calling for Mark Rudge here in the opening week. Does very well to find a 140. So pressure building now. Both guys, nice fist bump there, a nice show of respect. Steve Krikorian knows that this is, well, he's going to have to earn this one. Finds a beautiful first dart, going up to double 20. Needs to bring it down for a 100 take, and he only finds 80, leaving himself 20. Mark Rudge, who found a ton 40, leaving himself 97. Finds a big 19 to leave 78. And unfortunately, that one will kill the chance. 77 remains now. Finds the trip 19 to leave himself 20. Both guys down to 20. Who's going to be the one? Who's going to be the hero? Which dart's going to be the hero? Double 10 needed. Steve Krikorian lines up for the shot. And he takes it. It's found. Rudge knows that, well, he was working with borrowed time for the majority of that second set. Fist bump, shake of the head, a little bit of a laugh. Fortunately, ladies and gentlemen, you just have these games in darts where you just don't know what's going on. They're just not going in.
𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Tap Room is the hub of darts in central Massachusetts. With close to 30 dartboards to play on and the biggest Friday luck of the draw around, you're guaranteed to see some friends or make some new ones every time you stop in. Additionally, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Tap Room hosts many Worcester Dart League and Minuteman Dart League teams in all divisions, making it fun and inviting for a wide range of players and skill levels. If you're looking to develop your game, why not try and play in one of the many weekly leagues from cricket to long format 501? You're going to grow as a player and have fun doing it. So if you're serious about darts, stop by 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Tap Room as soon as you can. Say hi to Todd and Doreen and the rest of the staff. They'll be sure to take good care of you. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Tap Room, 70 James Street in Worcester. See you there.